Hi, welcome to the first episode of Serverless Architecture series. So, in this episode, we'll be looking at one of the common problems that we face in our work environment, where we need to collect the software versions which have been installed in the remote EC2 machines, and we need to create an inventory out of it. That means, suppose in our organization, suppose for that account, 100 servers are running, and you need to collect the we did collect for suppose five software versions which have been installed in each of them, and you need to know that whether the versions are up to date or not, and whether any new update has come that needs to be installed in for those corresponding softwares. So this requires creating an inventory of those software versions, and sometimes we need to keep track of also like when the software update happened, on which date, and on the machines what was its status. So to know about it, sometimes we end up doing it manually. We don't need to do that, and we can solve that in a serverless manner with the features that has been provided by Amazon. And let's look at the architecture for that. So in this architecture, as you can see, for the demo purpose, I have provided here three EC2 machines. Okay. And my objective is to find out the softwares which for three softwares I'm looking for over here, and the corresponding versions. Okay. So for that, what I've done, each of the EC2 machines which I have shown over here are SSM compliant. That means I can execute one SSM command on this. So for that, your EC2 instance must have SSM agent installed, and it should have a proper role as well. Okay, the role should allow the SSM to be executed on this machine. So for that, I am leveraging the maintenance window feature that Amazon System Manager provides. So here, what I need to do, I need to create a document first. That is the first step. So in that document, I have mentioned that I need to collect these three software versions. And after collecting those software versions, I'm uploading those versions for that particular instance in the S3. Okay. So these are the steps which gets executed in the EC2 instance. Okay, so the first step is that you need to create a document, and you need to register that document in the maintenance window feature. After that, you need to tell the maintenance window that when you need to execute this document. Okay, suppose I have told that I need to execute this document every night at 12 o'clock. Okay, now you need to specify on which machines you need to execute this document. Okay, so there either you can specify the individual EC2 instance IDs, or you can specify the tags as well. If all the EC2 instances have same tag, you can specify the same tag name. So the document will be executed on each of the EC2 machines which have that particular tag. So once the document gets executed, in that document I have written that you need to upload this EC2 information, that software versions information, into as a CSV file into Amazon S3. So the folder structure in S3 looks like this. This is the top level key. Okay, the folder name. Under that there is another subfolder which is the date, the current date, 10th October 2020, and after that I am storing the particular instance ID file as a file. Okay, .csv file. So for 10th October, as in my account 3 EC2 machines are running, so I have uploaded 3 EC2 instance CSV files. Okay, so why I have followed this structure? Okay, so today it is 10th October, tomorrow it will be 11th October 2020. So in the S3 folder structure, you will have another folder, and under that the same CSV3 EC2 instance CSV files will be there. In this way, you can keep track of the software versions, how it gets updated over the period of time, and keeping those information in the CSV file also helps me in loading that in the Amazon Athena. Amazon Athena is a serverless querying service where you can load the files which are compliant to Amazon Athena. So that's why I've kept it in .csv file. So after loading that in Amazon Athena, you can execute normal SQL queries. So after executing the SQL queries, you will get the results like this. So for the demo purpose, I have given a wrong package name for which the version doesn't exist. So it doesn't update the versions over here. The version field will be empty. Okay. So this is the complete architecture, and for this architecture, to create this architecture, I have took help of CloudFormation. So CloudFormation, in my CloudFormation template, it creates the maintenance window, the document it creates, and it registers that document to the maintenance window, and it also says on which EC2 instances the document will be executed. The S3 is not created. S3 is a S3 bucket is created prior to that, and it is entered to the CloudFormation as a parameter. The database and the table gets created dynamically. So except Amazon S3, everything gets created dynamically, and that's how I have created the complete architecture, whatever you see. So let's look at the live demo of this. So this is my CloudFormation template. So let's look at the resources which have been created. It's taking time to load actually. Yeah. So as you can see, the first resource which got created is the AWS SSM document over here, then the maintenance window, and after that I have registered that document as a task, maintenance window task over here, and after that I have registered the targets on which this document will be executed, and here I have specified that the EC2 instances which have a particular tag you get execute on it. So here, as you can see, I have three EC2 instances, and each EC2 instance has a key as environment and value as dev test. Okay, and the table gets created, and the for the table should be in a database, right? So the database gets created, and the table is also gets created as part of this CloudFormation template. Okay, so let's look at that maintenance window. So before it loads, let's look at the folder structure, how it looks like in the S3. So this is my bucket name. This is my top level folder, that is the software versions. And after that, I have created one more top level folder, and this gets created as part of the script execution, where it stores that day's information on a particular folder. Okay, so today is 10th October, so 10th October information is stored under that folder. So it this way if you are executing on a daily basis, so you will have On each day you will have one on folders. Okay, so this way you can keep track of the versions, how it gets updated over the period of time. So this can act as an audit report as well for you. So currently it is taking time to load it, but I have executed this one. So for three EC2 instances, as you can see, I have loaded over here. This is the database name and this is the table. And as you can see over here, for each EC2 instances, the information is present over here: date, instance ID, software name, and the version. So this is a I have purposefully added 123 so that it doesn't exist and the version field will be empty. Okay. So you can execute normal SQL query and get the information for a particular instance ID also. So this way I have solved that problem in a serverless manner. I to know about that complete cloud formation which I showcased. You can find that in the description section. The link to that cloud formation, you can find that in the description section. And if you have any feedbacks or any information that you want to know, you can comment that in the comment section as well. Thanks for watching this series.